this is Tish Griffin back again to talk with you about your finances, about budgeting, about credit, any questions that you may have regarding debt. This is the place to get the answers. And so we come to you every week as often as we can with some more information on just dealing with debt and your finances. And with this world ever changing, I want you to know that Family Credit Management is available, is ready, is here to help you through all of your questions. If you don't come across anything on this show exactly, you can call a counselor at 800-994-3328 or reach out by using Family Credit's website where you can chat directly with the counselor, get your questions answered, and get the advice and resources that you need for dealing with your debt. Now, with that being said, I want to wish you all a very, very successful and happy 2024. Yes, we have arrived at a new year. And with that being said, we're thinking about our finances. And most people, when they start off a new year, the first thing you hear is, I need to make my New Year's resolution. What's your resolution? What are we going to do? And in this world nowadays, we also hear of what? Vision boards, vision board parties, everything like that, leading up to our finances to get us into a positive mindset, to get us excited about the year, everything that we will accomplish. And what I want you to do is, yes, before you even start that, think about exactly where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. It's already been projected. We've survived 2020 up until now, dealing with COVID, the repercussions of COVID, and now we are coming out into a new age and a new era, which promises to be unlike anything we've ever seen before. So I want you to be economically, financially fit, sound, and stable. That's what our goal is. So we are going to talk about what people call the American dream. And when you think about that, of course, you wonder, what is the actual American dream? Is it having a house, having a marriage, family, children? We used to say the whole house with the white picket fence, the dog, the cat, the whole 9 yards, the backyard. That's what people call the American dream. But what we do need to realize, though, is living today, we want to be able to maintain whatever lifestyle it is that we want. And the only way for us to do that is to be diligent, disciplined, and make sure that we take control and know what our finances are. You may say, yes, I don't make a whole lot of money. I don't know what I'm going to do. But if you're starting today, starting right now, looking at everything that you have and being realistic and honest about your situation, guess what? You've got the power to change things, and that's what we're here for. So today I came across, I just want to share this all with you. I came across something on Investopedia.com. And while we were looking at this, thinking about what this American dream actually is, we need to know how much it costs. And look at that. That's right. The American dream now costs estimated $3.4 million over the course of your lifetime. And that's something that we all need to be made aware of. Thinking about each part of our life as we go throughout this is a journey that we are taking. When you think about that, starting out, even with just a marriage, a lot of people go and they plan their marriage. It could be $35,000 or more. Some people go less than that and they budget for things. But these are things that we want to think about throughout our lifetime. How much money do we actually need to make it, to live? So if you think about living from birth up until your death, estimated at 65 or older, you will need to have accumulated $3.4 million at least in your lifetime. And right now, we're finding that a lot of people only make it to about 1.8 million. That's what the average consumer will make in their lifetime. So how do we make more? Knowing that, starting by knowing what your budget is, knowing where we are today. I want you to take a deep look at your finances, deep look at it, knowing where you are today, how much you actually make, looking at your budget. Because over the course of our lifetime, we spend money that we don't even know, that we don't even think about. And so where does that money come from? And if I'm telling you that the average person only makes $1.8 million in their lifetime, their whole lifespan from the time of 18 and up until the time they pass, but you need 3.4 to survive, we've got to do better. We have to make up in our minds what will actually work for us and make sure we get there. So I've taken the liberty, I've sat down before, and I know that in order for me to live a good life, the life that I want, how much I exactly need to make. Now, with the Investopedia, I do want you guys to check out that graphic, check out the article about it, because it's saying some things that you actually need to be made aware of. A lot of times we go throughout life just buying and buying and not realizing that little things add up. People don't even realize that even taking care of a pet, if you have a pet from the time that it is born for maybe 20 years, you will have spent well over $50,000 just to maintain that pet in your life. And keep in mind, that's not accounting for anything that could go wrong, any type of insurance you may have on the animal. Yes, it costs. So you want to make sure that you're looking at your budget, knowing what it is that you need to get going and to make sure that you have a sustainable life. Think about it. In order to retire, you want to be able to retire with either the same luxuries that you have right now, and a lot of times even better. Our goal may be to travel. It may be to live in a different state, to have multiple homes. Whatever that is, we need to look at how much that costs right now and begin saving a little bit at a time for it right now. Saving and investing can go a very long ways. A lot of people also think about, I want to have children and I just love children. I want to have children. Sometimes people even think about the tax benefits of having children, because if you have multiple children, your tax benefits are more until that child turns 18. But guess what? That little bit of break that you get when you file your taxes each and every single year does not account for the almost $600,000 that it takes to raise 2 kids just up until age 18. That's not even saying what comes next. Think about that. 2 children, almost $600,000 to raise. So yes, it is important to take a look at your budget, see what things you can see first off, what it is that you bring in, how long you think you can actually do that, and begin to plan for your life. Next thing that you want to do is look at retirement. You want to be able to save for retirement. You want to be able to retire. And I always say my goal is to be able to retire. And if I choose to have a job afterwards, I need it to be because I want to, not because I have to. With that being said, there's a lot of options for planning for retirement once you start working or whatever your life may encompass. If you're self-employed, yes, you can still save and work on your retirement portfolio. Now, according to Investopedia, it will cost you $715,000 in order to retire. Now, keep in mind, if you retire at age 62 or age 65, you still need that money every single year to maintain your lifestyle of at least $40,000 or more, right? Right. So that's why you want to look at those things nowadays, even planning for retirement. What ways will you get there? I've seen so many people nowadays not even take stock of the retirement savings that your employer may offer. Look at the 401k plan. If there's a 403b plan for nonprofits, look at that information. Look at what you're going through. Look at any type of extra that you can put towards this. Now think about this. With retirement savings though, the goal is to have long-term savings, meaning that the amounts that you put in today, however little, will add up over time to allow you the security of being able to retire when it's time, whether you choose 65, 62, or even younger. You want to be able to have that security. So you do want to look at what options your employers offer. If there's a 401k plan, Talk to your employer, talk to the provider to see what security that they have, what options, what types of funds do they have that you can invest in, and what are the best long-term savings for you. If you have any questions at all, I do want you to reach out to a counselor at Family Credit at 800-994-3328 and just get the help you need. FamilyCredit.org has a very great guide for dealing with finances, and it's called Personal Finance Made Easy. You'll find it on that page, and it will talk to you about different retirement options. Now, if you work for yourself, or maybe you don't want to participate into your employee-sponsored program, there are other options out there as well for investing and savings. But it's best to stick with something that will be, I say something reputable, something that you know will be around for a little bit, and hopefully for the next 30 years or more. So when you think about that, there's different programs out there, but you want to look at it, what's called an IRA, or an investment retirement account. With that, and with the individual retirement accounts, what you do is you can take your money and put it into that account however much you set up. You can set up withdrawals or drafts where it goes right from your banking account to that fund, and you will then watch your money grow. You can sit down and talk to a financial advisor as well. But the goal is you need to know that at the end of all of your investments, you have or will have at least $716,000 saved. So the way for you to figure that out is talk to an advisor, financial advisor. Talk to your employee-sponsored retirement program. Talk to someone and just say, hey, at the end of the day, how much do I need to start saving right now so that I can make sure that I have $500,000, or at least that's $700,000. That's our goal ticket. We want that amount as high as we can get it by using what we have today. What do you have left at the end of your paycheck that you can invest in your retirement? Now, a lot of times we think, okay, well, I don't even have enough. My paycheck is barely enough and I can't make it. So what are some options for you? Think about this. A lot of employers will give you a raise at some point in time, right? You do get extra income. You may get a bonus. If you were to take the amount that you get for a raise and to take it and put it into your retirement account instead of saying, I've got some extra money, now I'll be able to buy more in the course of my month, I'll be able to live a good life. But if you're living on what you're living on right now and you're okay, you're good in the apartment that you have, you're good with everything that you're bringing in right now because you've got your budget established, you've gotten things set up, then take that money and put it towards your retirement. Now, a lot of the retirement vehicles, they do look at, or they're based on what the market is doing. So it's important as you go through this too, to keep an eye on the market. And if you see things, a lot of people get antsy, or it brings on extra anxiety and stress, even thinking about what the market is going to do. If that's you, then that's what an advisor is for. Talk to a credit counselor, talk to an advisor, talk to an EAP professional, and figure out who can help you, because there are so many resources around. And you want to be able to take that extra money and put it into an account and watch it grow. Because again, we work hard for our money. And I know at the end of the day, when it comes time for you to retire, you don't want to go and work a part-time job because you have to. That's the goal. So we want to start off the new year by doing what we call an inventory of everything you possibly have. That's right. I want you to sit down and write out your income. You want to write out your expenses. You want to write out everything you're going through. Take a look at all of your bills, put them in one place. And you know how we say start doing your budget or looking at your spending plan? Go to Family Credit's website, and I want you to pull down my spending plan. It gives you a really great place to start. It's a booklet that you can fill out. You can even have Family Credit send it to you by mail. They can send you however many copies you want. So if you're doing a vision board party, this might be something great for you to include in there to give to all of your guests. Get that My Spending Plan, Give it to everyone. Let them start working on their budgets as well, because that goes hand in hand with your vision board comes your goals, right? But guess what? Goals don't just start there. You need to work your goals. You need to figure it out, work that plan. That vision board becomes your plan and your roadmap for your finances and everything that you're doing. So yes, you want to sit down, look at your budget, take a deep dive into your income. And then if you realize that you don't have any extra income, you want to really think about what ways can I increase my income? What can I do to bring in more money? Because guess what? If you don't have enough money to make it throughout the month, there's only two things you can do. And that is increase your income or decrease your expenses. That's it. That's how you survive. That's how you make it. You want to be able to look at your situation because, again, we want to be able to live this American dream, right? And every day we're contributing to it. Every day we need to be adding to it, adding more towards our finances, thinking about our finances even more, becoming more aware. Now, don't want you to stress out about it too, because that's why I always say you want to be in the right mindset when it comes to thinking about and dealing with your money. That's right. You want the right mindset. So with that being said, we're talking about living this American dream. We want to plan it out. We want to have our vision board. We want to have our budget together. Sit down when you get ready to do this. Relax. There's a way that you need to breathe first before you can start any of that, going through your finances and everything, because we all know anxiety is real. Stress is real. And we know finances can contribute to depression. So to be safe, you want to be in the right headspace, the right mindset to actually deal with your money, deal with your budget and your finances, do it with some friends, maybe get a good vibe going, and then let's sit down and tackle it. Again, with planning out, we want to stay away from the resolutions because we are looking at making lifestyle changes. That's right. We have to modify our behavior and say, hey, it's time to do something different. Let's look at our finances and get everything together. So with that being said, again, living that American dream, let's go back to our chart with the American dream I want to talk to you about. Again, I found this chart. There's a great article on Investopedia.com, and I want you to look at it, take a moment, and think about, what does your American dream look like? What are those categories that we are not even thinking about that we can use from that, such as home ownership? We all need some place to stay, and that's very important. So we want to make sure that that's included in our budget. What are those housing costs? Think about that. We go to how much insurance we need. That's something that a lot of people aren't even thinking about. And so many people struggle without insurance. And if you see right there, to have that American dream with insurance alone, we're talking almost $1 million that people spend just on health insurance, on life insurance, to make sure that we are okay. That money that's coming out of your paycheck, be it $600 a paycheck, it could be $400 every week, whatever that amount is for family coverage. That's a lot of money over our lifetime that we're going to spend. Also, when you're thinking about it, again, we talked about the pet costs. Even to have a child costs almost $6,000 minimum to just give birth to the baby, to start to take care of it. So those are things that you actually want to think about when you're trying to figure out, what does my American dream look like to me? And we've just talked about the necessities, not even thinking about what are those things that we like out of life, those enjoyments. Do we want to travel? Again, do we want to have multiple homes? What are those costs and how do we get there? So it's great to be able to sit down with your partner, sit down with your family, and do this together to say, hey, how is my life going to look? Because yes, having a vision board is great. Having resolutions to say, this is how I'm going to do for this year. It's a little bit more than that. You need to be able to modify your behavior to say, this is what my American dream looks like, and this is how much it costs. I know over the course of my lifetime, I need to make $3.4 million. And there's also stats that show, guess what? For living your American dream, millennials typically feel like they need to make $500,000 a year, right? A lot of money. It would be nice. It comes with its own set of risks. It comes with its own set of rewards as well. But the average Gen Z will say, I only need $120,000 a year to be safe. This is what my American dream is going to look like. You need to know what your American dream looks like for you, how much you need to bring in, and just work on that for yourself. My dream looks a lot different than yours, and your dreams look different than your friends. It's all about what you want, what those categories cost you, and knowing ahead of time what my goal is going to look. See, a lot of times our parents didn't get a chance to even sit down and plan things out like that. So we are actually blessed and grateful to be able to think like that. It's not about just what happens after this next month. It's not about what happens after this next year. I want to live a good life. I want to have a good life. Now, how do I get there? In order to get there, I need to know how much is it going to cost me. I need to know the ins and outs of budgeting. I need to know about my finances. And it starts with an awareness. Knowing where to start for you, that is the best place. Again, go to Family Credit's website, pull down my spending plan, and that will give you a place to start. Then over the next few shows, we will talk about some different tips each and every time that will help you reduce your spending, realign your behavior, or some things that even consumers have shared with me that work for them. And guess what? You never know what will work for you. Your friend could be doing something that might actually help you, and no one knows. Why? Because no one wants to get into the conversation of talking about what their finances look like. No one wants to share this information. But again, this is an all new year. We're doing things differently. So yes, let's go ahead, be honest with our finances. Look at our budget. Take that first step by saying, hey, this is my goal. This is what my American dream looks like to me. This is what I'm going to do to get it. So yeah, let's take those vision boards to a whole different level. Thinking about the new year, your finances, thinking about dealing with your creditors. Yes, because we are going to be talking about that as well. How do you get out of debt? Should you work on paying off your debt, or should you be putting more towards retirement? A lot of people struggle every single day, even figuring that out. So those will be some things that we think about as well. I want you to go to Family Credit's website, use Family Credit as a resource, familycredit.org, or call a counselor at 800-994-3328. So we've talked a little bit about some helpful tidbits with the new year. Again, with that being said, this is a new year. After you've done your vision boards, after you've sat down and done your resolutions, made your declarations, your affirmations of what your new year is going to look like, then after you've done that, time to pull your credit report. That's right. You knew it was coming. You knew I was going to say it. You need to look at your credit report, see where you stand now, and work on making things better. Because again, we talk about it all the time, that even though your report stays with you for years and years and years, and bad things can follow you for 7 to 10 years or more, yes, bad things can follow you, but that score only looks at 24 months worth of history. So you can start today by making things better. You may think you have a crappy score. You may think your finances are in a hole or you are in a rut, but it only takes that decision today of making things better, and you can get things back on track. So our goals right now is for first you to establish those goals. We've talked about that. Goals are the foundation of making your budget work. So you want to get those goals together. Again, vision boards are great, but we need to take a deeper financial look at what our American dream looks like to us. What does your finances look like to you? So that's the next step. Looking at that, you got your goals, look at your finances. Then you want to take a look at your credit report, making sure that you know what your financial situation is, because guess what? That really does play a lot into what you can do. And then we want to establish what our future is going to look like. Not just our next year, but everything that we're thinking about, how we want our life to look, and taking those small steps today sets you up for success in the future. I want to see you succeed, and that is the best way to get there. Taking a deep dive and look at yourself and everything that you've been through so far and working to do things differently and better for you. Again, go to Family Credit's website at familycredit.org, because counselors are standing by to help you, to answer all of your questions, and to help you get things set up and in great standing. That's what those counselors are there for. You can reach a counselor at 800-994-3328. I look forward to seeing you again next week and sharing some more information with you. Until then, take care.